Welcome back to the channel, guys. Hope you guys are well and have had a fantastic week, because in the world of EVs it's been a smashing big week. So look at all the brands and manufacturers that we've got on this week. Yeah, let's get straight into it. So first things first, Queensland Police. So guys, if you are in Queensland, watch out. There's going to be 5 quick electric bananas going around. And by bananas, I mean yellow painted fast EV6 GTs. Don't take it the wrong way, just wanted to insert a bit of humour. But Queensland Police have essentially taken delivery of 5 EV6 GTs, and they're going to be served as patrol cars. Highway patrols specifically, as you can see, highway patrol plastered all over the front over here. They're very happy, as in the Queensland Police are very happy with instant torque, fast acceleration, low running costs. So fantastic to see them do that. And yeah, so if you guys are on the road in Queensland, watch out, because we've driven one of these before and they are very, very quick. We did manage to get the 0 to 100 in 3.5 seconds. The article itself does say 4 seconds. Maybe that's because they've added a whole lot of stuff. They have also actually nicknamed it bumblebees. I think banana sounds cooler, but that's just me. Anyways, so these yellow bumblebees are highway patrol cars, and there's going to be 5 of those in addition to the existing fleet. And yeah, so watch out, guys. Let's move on, because we've got so much more content tonight. So next one, Kia EV5. So the last update I gave you guys was approval document specs. Now we don't have any further details, so I don't think pricing or official launch has happened yet. However, on the Kia EV5 Facebook page or Facebook group, or maybe it was another Kia group, part of quite a lot of groups, there were mentions between consumers and some of the dealerships to say that those dealerships or those dealers have EV5s in local holdings, but they're not allowed to bring them out for people to view or to test drive or anything yet. So they've had them, I guess, hidden away, for better use of words, until the launch. So it's definitely really close, because if dealers have already got stock of at least the demo ones or the ones for people to view, then it should be really, really, really close. But that's it for the EV5. Alright, let's talk about the smart car. So this one's a bit of a longer article from Drive, but I guess the context is that you can see down over here that both cars have essentially got the maximum safety rating from ANCAP, which is the Australasian New Car Assessment Program. Now, that was based though on a historic Euro NCAP testing data. What does that actually mean? So basically it just means that the smart number 1 was tested in 2022, and then the smart number 3 was actually originally tested in 2023. In 2023 though, there was a criteria that was updated to mean that it was going to be more strict. So you can see down the bottom here, second last line, more stringent tests around driver monitoring system, autonomous emergency braking, which is AEB, in terms of the performance for that, motorcyclist safety crash and vehicle submergence. So even though these were tested last year and the year before, they're still maintaining their 5-star ANCAP rating, because they are subject to the 6-year rating expiration. So basically it kind of sounds like they're not going to test it again, and they will take that as a win and promote it as a 5-star ANCAP vehicle. Yeah, what do you guys think? Alright, let's keep moving on. Next one here, we have Xpeng G6. So pricing was officially dropped, and we also have some additional details for the Xpeng. So basically we've got before on-road costs 54,800, and you've got 59,800 for the long range. Now drive away personal registration in New South Wales, I've got here 57,912, 63,162. Those are just direct copies off the website. Now some other details that we have. Xpeng's flagship experience will open at Sydney Kingsford Smith Airport. Now, for the ones that are quite familiar with Sydney Kingsford Smith Airport, when I actually met the sales manager for Xpeng, he did advise it was going to be where the old Mercedes used to be. So outside domestic airport, I think it was. There was a big Mercedes dealership, and Xpeng are essentially taking over that spot. Now, the other interesting thing, and you may have seen all over social media, it's had probably more negative than positive, saying that True EVs partnered with Altitude to provide nationwide service for Xpeng G6 owners. And then the more positive side of things is pre-orders placed by October 31st will receive a free home wall charger, and first delivery is expected to be in late October 2024, which means we are a couple of weeks away. Now, jumping back to the reason why I said partnering with Altitude and feedback seems to be bad so far, I think it's because some people have screenshotted and shown previous social media posts of Altitude, kind of sounding like they were in a way bagging out EV owners or EV drivers. Now, mind you, I haven't had a look at every single post, and there may potentially be. I'm not too sure myself. You guys discuss, let me know in the comments below, but from the limited things I've seen, it did kind of seem like they were playing on EVs and I guess still giving the push for the ICE cars. So hopefully they've got an official statement from Altitude soon, or hopefully they kind of clear that up for people. But what do you guys think of the pricing so far? Is it too high? Is it too low? Have they got it right? If you guys want to compare it to the Model Y, I've got some of those details here too. So, Xpeng G6 standard range, you can see here is 54,800. A Model Y rear-wheel drive is $1,100 more, so at 55,900. You've also then got the long range, which is 59,800. On the Model Y, it's $10,100 more. I guess the key difference between the long range for the Model Y versus the Xpeng G6 is that in the long range you get all-wheel drive. Both are still both of those ones are NMC batteries. You get all-wheel drive in the Tesla, you don't get it in the Xpeng. And Xpeng also being a new brand, and you have to do servicing through Altitude. Is that something that you guys are essentially going to weigh up? Is it something that, even though there's $10,000 difference, that you guys are going to still jump on board with the Xpeng, or would you guys stay with Tesla? What's your thoughts? Keen to get your opinion. But that's essentially all the news we have on Xpeng G6. Alright, let's get moving on. So, Skoda Elroq. Now, I've shown this slide before. This was essentially the towards the unveiling, when they still had this car all camouflage and everything, so couldn't really work out what he was. Well, guess what? They finally unveiled it. So here's the pictures, and here's some of the specs. Now, apparently we've already been told, and it's confirmed, that this is going to come to Australia, so it's coming to dealers in roughly July 2025, which seems like it's going to be about 9 months away. So we're essentially getting it 9 months after debut. Now, in terms of size, so it's obviously the smallest dedicated EV from the Volkswagen-owned Czech car brand called Skoda. It is going to be pitched against the Kia EV3 when it comes, the Hyundai Kona Electric, and also in terms of size for a car that's available today, the BYD Atto 3. And you can see that pretty much the first 3 models, so there's 4 variants. The first 3 are all rear-wheel drive. The top spec is all-wheel drive. And in terms of the battery sizes, 3 battery sizes there. Not too sure on the specs of the top spec all-wheel drive one in terms of how much power that produces, but you can see it ranges from 375 all the way up to more than 560 kilometers. But that's essentially all the information we have at this point in time, so I'll keep you guys posted when we find out more. Alright, let's continue moving on. So let's talk about Tesla. So I received this email earlier on in the week, basically saying starting from 1st of December, the Spotify Premium Vehicle account will no longer be included with your Premium Connectivity subscription. So there's some actions or call to actions that's noted over there. So pause the screen here or pause the video here if you guys want to continue to have a look. Basically what I've done is I've jumped onto the website. I've also taken a screenshot of the connectivity packages to essentially show you what you get for free versus when you are paying $9.99 per month for all of this. Why have they done that? So we don't have the specific answer. My guess is cost, and they potentially know and can see how many people are actually using it versus not using it. Now, for context, what this actually means is if you don't pay for Spotify Premium today and you do have the premium subscription, you can log in with the Tesla account, which is sort of like a premium version where you can continue skipping music and so forth. For the future, what that looks like is essentially you need to be a paid premium membership, or you need to have a paid Spotify account in order to continue using it. That's literally it. Now, if we think of it the flip side, it could potentially be because of, I guess, increased costs. So instead of increasing the $9.99 per month to whatever the figure that would have been, they're potentially now seeing, okay, so there may potentially not be as many premium users on the free account. So let's just remove that, and instead of increasing the cost from $9.99 to whatever that dollar figure is, let's just remove that altogether. I'm only speculating, so there's no confirmation, but that's just my opinion, trying to think about it from, I guess, another perspective. But that's essentially it on the premium connectivity side of things. So let's move on. The next one here, we've also got more Tesla news. So guess what? The Refer and Earn, or the Referral Program, is back. It literally was launched again today. I started seeing it on social media today. What's the change, or what do we get now? So basically, what we get now is all highlighted over here. So as the person who's referring someone else, we can now earn up to $350, and what the other people get, the person buying the Tesla, they get $700 off the new Tesla. So this obviously now applies to the Model 3 and the Model Y in Australia, and the great thing is that you can see over here, it can go towards supercharging, software upgrades, merchandise, service payments, or a new vehicle. So fantastic. Now the only downside now, it seems like they've got a cap, so it only says here that the first 10 people who order a new Tesla using your referral link will receive $700 off the purchase price. So shameless plug, there's my referral code if you guys want to buy one. But it's good to see that they've brought this back, and all the best to everyone. And in a way, I'm kind of glad that they do 10 for they're putting out a limit of 10 per person, because, you know, at the end of the day, that keeps it fair for everyone. So yeah, but that's about it for that one. That wraps up all the Tesla news for this week, so let's continue moving on. Now I want to talk about Cupra, or the Cupra Born VZ. Basically, some of the key headlines here: it's aiming to launch in the first half of 2025, 245 kilowatts, 545 newton meters of torque, 79 kilowatt hour battery. It's most likely going to be NMC. Single motor rear drive 0 to 100 in 5.7 seconds. It also looks like, based on the limited picture that we can see here, it looks like there's some form of a nice bucket seat here on the bottom right. And yeah, so basically the VZ is the upper spec, or the top spec, or the hot hatch version of the normal Cupra Born. So I haven't driven one yet, so hopefully I'll be able to drive one in the future. But basically it's a smaller car, and it's going to be, I guess, that you'd have a bigger jump in performance is probably the easiest way I'd say it. And yeah, looking forward to potentially driving this one day. But that's all the news we have for the Cupra Born VZ. So hopefully we'll be able to drive that one day and get our hands on it and give it a good drive, and give you guys the honest feedback on how it all goes. But I'm all in for a hot hatch. Love hot hatches. But yeah, let's continue moving on. Cupra Tavascan. For you viewers out there, or subscribers, you would have seen this yesterday. I did go to an EV night from Cupra, so shameless plug again for the video. It's a beautiful looking car. The inside, the outside, all looks amazing. It's a Model Y competitor. I'll put a link into the description for you guys to have a look at that if you want. But basically, they're doing sort of like a roadshow. There's going to be one next week in a viewing of that exact vehicle. So that was only there in Sydney yesterday for one night only, or one day. It's going down to Melbourne next week, and then it's going back down to Melbourne again in December. It was, I think, Richmond first, Brighton second. I don't know specifically how far they are from each other, but those are the areas that they're going to. So yeah. Alright, let's keep moving on. We've got plenty more news to go. So, Denza. This was something that I put up last week. The Mercedes and the BYD partnership, where Mercedes sold out and now it's totally owned by BYD. So these were some of the examples of some of the Denza vehicles, the N7, the D9 and the N8. As another example, you know, this was the Z9 GT, which is a really, really beautiful car. Where I'm going with the information is, last week the news was, that's what's happened to Denza. That's the car that they've revealed. There were no plans to come into Australia, or that was confirmed as yet. However, this week, you can see over here, BYD General Manager for the Asia Pacific region, It's confirmed that Denza will be the next BYD brand to enter the rapidly diversifying Australian electric car market. Fantastic. More competition. Now, what they're saying is potentially, and just pause the video here, I won't read it line by line, but if you guys want to read it, pause the video here. Basically, Denza B5, or the Fangcheng Bao 5, which is this sort of Land Cruiser-like vehicle. That's potentially going to be a car that's going to come over here under the Denza lineup. That's literally all the information we have. We've got no more information other than that, so I'll keep you guys posted when we hear more. But yeah, that's going to be the next brand coming into Australia. Alright, let's continue moving on. Next one here, we have the Renault, sorry if I butcher the name, Estafette, maybe, concept. Anyways, it's a courier type delivery vehicle. How cool does that look? It literally looks like Lego blocks, but in real life. Some of the specs, okay, so it's a car that's actually a lot bigger than you think. So it's 4.8 meters long, which is fairly decent, right? 2.6 meters tall though, so that means inside the car, because this is supposed to be a delivery type vehicle, you can stand up there, unless you're taller than 2.6 meters, which I am nowhere near, right? But 2.6 meters tall, so I'd say most people could stand upright, moving stuff around inside. It's got a 1-ton loading capacity, and it's got, here's the best bit, turning radius of a Renault Clio, which is a small hatchback. So you think about it, you can hold a ton, you can stand up straight if you're moving stuff around or getting deliveries out of the car, and you've got a turning radius of a small hatchback. Renault saying that, now this is a concept, but they're saying that it's going to be mass produced within the next 2 years. What do you guys think? One of the other cool things that I saw, and I don't know if you can see it here on the picture, it says here you could also put a customized message over here, and this one here, if you can zoom in, it actually says back in 8 minutes. So you can also put a message here as well. So I think that's all pretty cool. It's really funky design too. I totally love it. But that's essentially it for Renault. Alright, Peugeot E-408. So this was recently unveiled. Now, it's not 100% confirmed into Australia yet. They did just do the unveiling, so here are the pictures, so enjoy all of that. But I've taken a screenshot of the section where it kind of does talk about Australia. So on the website from Car Expert, it does say here, Peugeot Australia is committed to electrification journey, and in addition to expanding hybrid range, it includes the best range of 100% electric vehicles in the Australian market, which means that this one is going to be considered. Now, in terms of the specs for the one that was just revealed, and mind you, remember that specs overseas do not necessarily correlate to exactly what we're going to get over here. If we do, it could be different, but based on what's confirmed so far for the ones overseas, pause the video there, I won't read it line by line, but those are the specs of the one that they've got over there. For me personally, I would have thought that there would be, I guess, a top spec variant that has all-wheel drive potentially, but at this point in time, it just seems like a front-mounted vehicle with essentially one motor. So yeah, what do you guys think? Do you guys like it? Alright, let's continue moving on. BYD. I'm not going to read this line by line, but long story short is BYD are recalling quite a number of vehicles in China. Now, mind you, this is in China. So I've put this here because the cars that we've got here also do come from China. So we don't actually understand what the impacts are and if this is going to eventually impact anything in Australia. So I'm putting it here just as an FYI for you guys. So they're recalling just over 96,000 or under 97,000 Yuan Plus and Dolphin vehicles. Now the Yuan Plus is essentially the Atto 3. So these ones are for the ones that are built from, where is it? Here we go, 4th of Feb to 26th December, and then they've got 8,952 between November to June over here. And basically it's saying that due to manufacturing process of the column assist electric power steering, it essentially could develop micro cracks. So during vehicle use, if there's micro cracks, it can expand, trigger short circuit, which could lead to overheat, burning, catching fire, and so forth. So basically, there's a part that could crack, it could cause a fire. That's a summary. It's impacted quite a number of vehicles, as you guys can see there, but we do not understand if it impacts Australia yet. So if I hear everything, I'll let you guys know. Alright, let's go on to some social media updates. We've only got two key ones that I thought was really interesting. One, we've mentioned it before, the Porsche Macan. So in the US, they have essentially started deliveries of their all-electric Macan EV. So there's all the specs over there. Great looking car. I love it. And yeah, hopefully we're going to see ours here very, very soon in the coming months. The next thing here is from ChargeFox. So apparently they've integrated the ChargeFox charging network into the Mercedes Me Charge. So what that essentially means is, in your Mercedes, you can look for a ChargeFox place to charge. You can charge, you can get it paid, manage all of that through your Mercedes. So that's the first level of integration, kind of trying to work towards similar to what Tesla offers with their own charging network. So yeah, I wonder who's next. Fantastic job to ChargeFox. I actually don't know how many Mercedes EVs have been sold, so I can't comment too much on that, but I guess it's good to see companies working with manufacturers, as in charging network companies working with manufacturers together to build on, to have that really nice connected ecosystem, because it just makes it seamless and fantastic, pain-free. So kudos to ChargeFox in that regard. So yeah, but that's all I had for social media updates this week. Let's move on to the next one. Sydney International EV Auto Show. Guys, I've done it. I've been doing my channel for about just over 18 months. Look down here. Yours truly, I am going to be part of some of the panels at the Sydney International EV Auto Show. It's such an honour. I'm really excited, and if you guys see me there, come and say hi. Totally open to it, totally cool with it, take photos and whatnot. I'd love to see you guys there too. If you haven't got tickets, you guys can grab tickets. I don't have any specific codes or anything, but I think it'll be cool. At this point in time, the panel sessions that I'm on, I'm going to be on the 9th, and I'm potentially going to be there on the 8th as well, for a walk around and whatnot. So yeah, hopefully I'll get to see you guys there. But if you guys didn't know, that's where I'll be. And that takes us through the end of another week. Thanks again, as always, for your support, guys. Give the video a like, thumbs up if you can, and if you enjoyed it. Also, consider subscribing if you haven't already. As I said, we're on the journey to 1,000. I know in terms of numbers, it's not massive compared to a lot of the bigger channels, but 1,000 is the goal. We're going to monetize the channel, and we're going to hopefully skyrocket from there. But as always, thanks again for watching. If you are in, I think it's Sydney, New South Wales, South Australia, and there was another state, but there's 3 states in Australia where you do have the long weekend. So have a safe long weekend, and we will see you soon for more videos. Take care.